Welcome back, YouTubers. I am Jason Worsma. That is Michael Stanford. This is Jingling, and you are watching Tankers Fantasy Football, and we are going to hit you with 12 players to target for this upcoming fantasy football season. Guys who are getting their ADPs, you know. They just get no respect from their average draft positions right now. I'm just all in. We're going to lead it off with T.Y. Hilton.
Gotta love some T.Y., man. Going 33rd overall right now, man.
I mean, yeah, not getting very much respect, going late third round. And if the Colts aren't fucking lying to us, like, you know, the Colts have been known to lie to us in the past, but if the Colts aren't lying to us and Andrew Luck starts throwing that Duke around come training camp, I mean, T.Y. Hilton's stock is going to skyrocket. We're going to start seeing him more into that late second, I do believe, instead of that late third easily. So if you somehow get to draft early and T.Y. Hilton's going that late third, early fourth, I think T.Y. Hilton's definitely a player you want to swoop up to have yourself a sexy deluxe wide receiver too.
Oh my God, a number one target as a wide receiver too, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Colts are going to be looking to be behind in the second half, regardless if Andrew Luck is playing football or not. So it's going to be huck it and chuck it. And if Andrew Luck is under center, I think that, you know, arm talent enough to get the ball down to a guy like T.Y. Hilton. Moving on to another guy who's getting just absolutely no respect out there. We're talking about Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh my God, Larry Fitz going 35th overall out there. Larry Fitz, even with a low point. Early fifth round? I mean, my
early fifth.
God.
He's been seen going in the early fifth round. I mean, that is just absolutely gross for a guy who went out there and got you 109 receptions for 1,156 yards and 6 touchdowns. Finished as the fucking 4th best PPR wide receiver last year. Yes, people. He finished as the 4th best PPR wide receiver last year, and I don't think he's looking to fall out of that top 12. And where he's getting drafted, he's getting no respect. And you think lost Carson Palmer? Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
Who was Carson Palmer the last couple of years? He's no better than the likes of Sam Bradford. If Sam Bradford can stay healthy, Sam Bradford is hands down better than Carson Palmer, who was long in the tooth out there for these last couple of years. And, you know, they got Josh Rosen
behind him,
who they say was, you know, most ready college quarterback coming straight. He's the most NFL-ready college quarterback. So if he has to step in, I mean, you know, Fitzgerald's seen the worst of the worst as far as, like, quarterbacks go throughout his career. So guys like Sam Bradford and Josh Rosen is as bad as it's going to get. I am all fucking in on this late third, early fourth round ADP for the Larry Fitz.
My God, disrespect the legend that
Nothing but disrespect. We're talking redraft. So we're talking about, you know, this is the only year that matters. All fucking in. Larry Fitzgerald is your boy in redraft. We're gonna hit it with another wide receiver and Marquise Goodwin, baby.
Marquise Goodwin. Gotta dig a little bit for old Marquise. 99th overall out there.
Yeah, going in that middle of 9th round.
Ooh.
And, you know, he finished strong for you. I mean,
he sure did.
And look, that one game before Garoppolo took over and for the rest of the way Garoppolo was there, we're talking about averaging almost 15 PPR points a week at 14.9 from week 10 on. He only had one game in that stretch under 11.8 PPR points. I mean, he only had he only had the 2 touchdowns on the season, so I think that number's got nowhere to go.
Oh, absolutely. And one of those touchdowns, I believe, was an 80-some yard bomb that he caught. Man, I mean, my God, it was a thing of beauty. But you just gotta think about what he's shown so far with Jimmy Garoppolo has got to be just so encouraging, man. You know, and I think a guy that's, you know, his highs in about the back end of the 5th. I mean, his low is in the back end of the 10th round. If Marquise Goodwin is still on your board in the 10th fucking round, you just get him.
That is just absolutely absurd. I know Pierre Garçon is coming back, but I think that's just helping keep cover off a Goodwin right now. I think Marquise Goodwin is the better football player at this stage in both of their careers. And I just think that Garoppolo, you know, full offseason under his belt with this team, I think is all in on the... I mean, Marquise Goodwin is going in that 9th round average. So if you can go out there and get Marquise Goodwin as the first player on your bench, that is sexy deluxe.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
All in, sexy deluxe. keep it going with some wide receivers here. Going to Philadelphia, going in that middle 10th round. I can't believe it. He finished 22nd wide receiver in PPR last year. So we're talking 12-team leagues. We're talking about back-end wide receiver 2 production going in the middle of the 10th round. Talking about Nelson Agholor.
I mean, man, as we alluded to in one of our previous videos too on players to avoid, not about Mr. Agholor, but just the kind of situation that he's in. I mean, he's looking at seeing single coverage, I think, on a lot of those snaps out there, and an offense that's willing to just air it out if that's what they need to do. Agholor showed us last year too. He's willing to, kind of step up. He kind of came into form last year. I like what I saw out of him.
I mean, the only shade you can really throw on the guy is in the 8 games that he did score touchdowns. He averaged 14.4 better, but when this guy wasn't finding his way into the end zone, he had 8.8 or less PPR points in those other 8 games where he didn't score touchdowns. But we're still talking about a guy who finished 22nd wide receiver in PPR last season, talking about back-end wide receiver 2 in the middle of the 10th round. And I don't think he's going to finish any worse this year than he did last year. If he's getting that ADP, I mean, that's just cheap.
That's just such a value where he's at right now. I don't expect him to stay there, but still, I think if he's, my God, even if he climbs a round or even 2, my God, I think,
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to sneak in. I mean, you're talking about guys like Corey Davis and Will Fuller. I mean, Corey Davis is going in the late 6th round, while Nelson Agholor is going in the middle of the 10th, and I just don't see that whatsoever. I mean, the quarterback is better, the system is better. I mean, what is there to be seen? I mean, yeah, Corey Davis has the upside, but you're paying the piper. You're talking about a starting wide receiver out of Corey Davis week 1. That is just not something that I really want to invest in a redraft league.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wide receivers, keep them coming, keep them going, baby. Talking about value plays. Talking about a guy like Danny Amendola, who moved down to Miami and took over Jarvis Landry's shoes, what it appears to be.
I mean, got to work on that tan sometime, right? Gets a little cold in New England. Not a whole lot of sun up there. Something, Miami thinks stays pretty nice down there,
Amendola.
Got the babes, got the beach.
When it came to playoffs last year for the Patriots, Amendola loved it. Sexy. We're talking about 22.2, 28.7, and a 23.2 in the 3 playoff games for the New England Patriots. So, I mean, this is a guy who's shown he can take the ball and run with it. He can get it sexy for you. And if the Dolphins are looking to be losing football games, and I think they are, I think Danny Amendola is going to step right into the Jarvis Landry shoes. And I think if he can stay healthy, which he's kind of had a little bit of a problem with, but if he can stay on that football field, I think we're looking at back-end wide receiver 2 production. We're talking about a guy who's going in the 12th fucking round.
Even I mean, my God, even if he is on the Dolphins, I mean, my God, a guy that's going in the 12th
round of a 12-team league, in a PPR 12-team league, he is going in the fucking 12th round, baby. So the value is there. I know he's a guy that can let you down, but at that point, he's your 4th or 5th guy on your bench. So, I mean, even if he does let you down, it's not like the worst fucking thing in the world, baby. But this is a guy who, if healthy, they're just going to, I mean, Devontae Parker be damned. Amendola is going to lead this team in targets and receptions on the season.
I think so too, man. I think so too. And, like you said, if he can stay healthy, I don't know that I trust Miami to kind of, use him in the sort of same way that New England did, keep him fresh kind of thing. But if he's seeing a lot of snaps, I mean,
I think he's going to have to see a lot of snaps. He
has to. Who else are they throwing? They've got Robert Wilson Albert Wilson, excuse me.
Oh, Wilson. Devontae Parker can't fucking stay on the field either. So, I mean, all in, I think Amendola will be peppered with targets, win on the field. Keep it going. We're a guy who's going to take his role back, assume the position in New England, and Julian Edelman, baby. And I think, he's still going, late 5th, so he is getting a little bit of respect out there, getting some respect. But if you look at guys going around him, I think you got to think that he's, the best player available. I mean, he's going around guys like Michael Crabtree, who he shit all over in the wide receivers to avoid video.
All over.
And, you got to think the only guys around him that you would even consider taking over him are guys like, maybe Golden Tate or Jarvis Landry, maybe if you're a believer in the move to Cleveland. But if you're looking at this shit, I think you got to go Julian. There's like a two-round bubble where a Julian Edelman is clearly the best wide receiver going off the board.
It should speak volumes.
It's going to be.
It should speak volumes.
He could easily lead the Patriots in targets. Gronk's the playmaker. Gronk's the sexy boy deluxe.
Absolutely.
But there's no. If Edelman's on the field, you got to think he's going to be leading this football team in targets.
Absolutely, man. Just the work he does over the middle of the field, man, and he's a guy that Tom Brady looks for out there. My God.
2 more wide receivers for you. We're going to go with the Bears. A guy, hype train, deluxe. Bears got the second. Take their second pick in this NFL draft. Got some Anthony Miller. And you're looking into it. Coming from a school like Memphis, they don't really produce a lot of sexy wide receivers. They've actually only had 3 seasons in which a wide receiver who played for Memphis has had 1,000 yards or better. One of those seasons was the Reverend Isaac Bruce, who ended up with 15,000 yards in his NFL career, borderline Hall of Famer. The other 2 were Anthony Miller, baby. So we're talking about a guy who's going to be able to make plays. Talking about a guy who could easily step in his rookie season and be second in this team in targets behind the likes of Allen Robinson.
Absolutely. My God. Just profiled as such an aggressive guy when he was at school. Guy that fights for yards. I just love that. I love that pickup by the Bears. I think he's going to be in a good situation there, too.
Where's he going? Like 14th round in average PPR drafts?
Well, I've got him at 163 overall.
All right, I'll skim down until you find his fucking name here, baby. Yep, we got 7th pick in the 14th round.
Diving.
But there's a few believers out there because high watermark. We got a believer. Second pick of the 9th. That's first bench player, baby. That's a fucking believer. We got some Bears homers out there on the calculator, baby.
Fucking right we do, man.
That's some Bears homers out there toting the fucking wagon for the Anthony Miller, taking him second pick in the 9th, baby. I'm in love with it. But if you can sit back and wait for this guy to fall in your lap in the 14th round while other teams are taking defenses and kickers that aren't named Jacksonville Jaguars
or Justin Tucker,
then fuck yeah, baby. Anthony Miller, all in, all day.
Love it.
Last wide receiver we're going to hit you with, out of LA, going Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, baby. Talking about going 92nd overall right now. They're posting a 62, 869, 5 receiving line as a rookie. His first 7 games, he came out, he didn't come out sexy deluxe hot, but it was smooth at a 10.3 average PPR points those first 7 games. And he went into the bye week 8 and he came out for the rest of the season and he averaged just over 13 at 13.2, So, the progression was there. He did not slow down. He went from, I know it's not the hugest jump in the world from 10 to 13, but the progression is definitely there. If you look at it a little bit further, for a rookie, we're talking about a guy who only had 3 games under 3 receptions and no games under 2 receptions. So as a rookie, my God. You just got to love what that shows you. They are willing to target him early and often, and a guy that averaged 14 yards a reception last season. You got to love what he does, how Sean McVay schemes him open end.
Brandon Cooks is going to be looking to blow the top off those defenses out there. So I think Cooper Kupp and Cooks is going to take that corner. He's going to take that safety. He's going to run away with him downfield. That's going to leave that middle of the field open for old Cooper Kupp all fucking day.
Gotta love it. There are some Cooper Kupp, kind of getting a little high on him. Got him going about in the middle of the 6th round as his high point right now. But low end is about the 4th pick in the 10th round.
Yeah, he's averaged like middle 8th. I think it was 4th pick in the 8th round that he's averaging going. So, there is value to be had there. we're talking about second flex player. If you can get Cooper Kupp in your second flex in a 12-team league, that's something I'm fucking all in on.
You can do a lot worse.
Do a lot worse than Cooper Kupp as your second flex player. I think he's a guy that has a high enough floor that you can depend on playing for a great team like the Rams as far as offense goes. So I think you can depend on that offense to at least give you what he got last season.
Absolutely, man. as his floor.
And we got, he finished 25th overall wide receiver in PPR leagues last season. So we're talking about a guy who just missed that wide receiver 2 cutoff in 12-team leagues. So as a rookie, I mean, I think that might be his floor moving forward this season. So you might see his ass could creep into that, maybe that 15 to 18 range if he,
right,
gets a couple little lucky drops out there, babe.
Yeah, maybe gets a
finds the end zone 2 or 3 more times.
There we go, man.
All right, we got a few running backs to break down for average draft picks and guys I like where they're going. Talking about Kenyan Drake to lead it off with the running backs, and when he came in, when Damian Williams got out weeks 13 through 15, he came in and he assumed the position, baby.
Absolutely.
Because he went 24, 23, and 23 PPR points in those 3 back-to-back weeks, respectively, for your ass.
I mean, you just have to love what you saw out of him once they committed to giving him that rock out there. I mean, he's a guy, too, right now going about 37th overall. I don't want to just assume that that's going to be his, his floor out there. There's kind of no way it can be, but you just got to love what you've seen out of him when they committed to him.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what a guy like Jay Ajayi was able to do with that shitty fucking Miami offensive line. Then in steps Kenyan Drake into the year. I know we're talking about fresh legs against a more tired defense, which kind of edges it a little bit. But he still got 4.8 yards per carry behind that shitty O-line. And he was catching the rock in those 3 weeks too. He got 14 receptions weeks 13 through 15 to go along with all that other sex.
I mean, man, if if anybody out there started him those weeks last year, mad props. He might have gotten someone in the championships out there.
You got this guy on the waiver a few weeks before. You threw him in as your second flex, and you just fucking watched him rake for you.
Just reaping the sex, babe.
We're going to get 2 rookie running backs here that you should probably be looking to hit on. I think, I think the ceiling is a lot higher on these guys and the guys that are going around them in their average draft position. Talking about Rashad Penny and Darius Geis.
Man, talking about Rashad Penny going about 52 overall right now. Darius Geis coming in at about 48 overall. A couple believers out there though, man. I do like seeing Penny going in about the first pick in the 3rd round. Think if he's gonna see the workload that we're talking about. The Seahawks just signed Brandon Marshall. You say, well, what the hell's the point of all this? Well, nothing else. Brandon Marshall's still a half-ass decent blocking wide receiver. He's a big body out there. Nothing else.
He's always been a good blocking wide receiver out there.
I think just kind of maybe read some of the tea leaves a little. I think that's what they're probably looking at him more for than to be an immediate contributor as a receiver.
Kick the tires to kind of, relieve lost Jimmy Graham. They lost a lot of height in the red zone, so you bring in a guy like Marshall, maybe kick the tires, see what he's got left. Throw another option into that passing game, come down in the red zone there. But I think Rashad Penny, we're talking about a 3-down back moving forward, even to start the season for the Seahawks. Darius Geis, future's a little bit cloudier because, the Redskins haven't been necessarily, licking his balls like Pete Carroll on there. The Seahawks have been licking
rose-colored
Penny's
glasses
balls.
out there,
But, his competition's dog shit. He's got Fat Rob to deal with. He's got P. Ryan to deal with. These guys are middle-of-the-road talent bums, NFL talent at fucking best.
Just
Darius
another
Geis,
guy.
steal of the draft. I think he's going to roll up into Washington. And it might take him a couple weeks to really just take over this workload because, Chris Thompson's probably going to be there stealing some of that pass work. So we can't really give him the nod over Penny because we're talking about Penny being that 3-down guy when he might see a little bit more Chris Thompson on 3rd downs for Geis.
Right. You're talking about a guy in Penny that he's going to see a majority of that work that includes receptions. I think Darius Geis too, as you're saying, man. If he can just come out and just claim that job, I think that's about the only way that a guy gets a lead job in a Gruden system is just going out there and just taking it. And I hope that's what we see out of Darius Geis. I mean, my God, the guy's got the juice. He's got the juice in his legs, boys.
Baby, he does look
Watch him.
I mean, the video, he stops and goes. That makes me feel a lot like Zeke Elliott in the open field when he gets out there stopping and going like that. His video does do him justice. I mean, it is sexy deluxe what his video do for you. We're going to hit you with 1 tight end to target. If the ship has sailed, the 3 are gone. The Gronk, the Kelsey, the Ertz. We're going to give it to Evan Ingram for that 4th guy. But if those 4 guys are gone and you're thinking about maybe I'll just get me and Kyle Rudolph, I'm telling just wait. Sit on it. Get you some Trey Burton. We got the Bears coaching staff. We got some Nagy. He is used to working with the likes of Travis Kelce. He likes Trey Burton's cut of his jib. You watch the Trey Burton tape. I like it too. Makes a lot of catches in traffic in the end zone. Good hands catcher above the head style. I am all in on Trey Burton as a back-end tight end 1 finish at minimum this year, baby. Let's get it going.
You heard
minimum.
It here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Trey Burton will love you sexy. Trey Burton and the Bears offense are gonna love you sexy this year, baby. Don't be waiting. Don't be getting those old. Don't be dusting off those Laney Walkers and those Kyle Rudolphs, baby. Don't be paying that high price for guys like Jimmy Graham and Greg Olsen. He has got to sit and let them all go to the wayside, and you swoop in, baby, and you get yourself some Trey Burton, and you show them what the fuck's up.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
You like the cut of the jib? Give us a subscribe. Give us a share. You know, give us some comments. Holler at us. We like the feedback. We like good quality arguments. If you thought we forgot anyone that's not getting any respect, please let us know in the comment section below. At me on Twitter, baby. Give me some hot and sexy action to work with around here. Holler at me. Cheeseburger.